4 weeks late, and the main sticking point was a lot of negotiating that was going on, backroom deals talking about how to ultimately reform the state's bail reform law that has really been controversial over the past few years. But ultimately, a deal was decided, and the governor says this budget package is as good as done. Among the chief changes coming to New York next year, a big reversal to the state's controversial bail reform law. Albany lawmakers agreeing to now allow judges to have more say in who's eligible for release and who must stay behind bars until trial.
They need to hold violent criminals accountable while still upholding our commitment to a justice system that is fair and accessible to all.
That was a sticking point that tied up next year's $229 billion budget package, finally approved last night. But it was blasted by Brooklyn Assemblywoman Latrice Walker, who'd previously staged a hunger strike over any changes to bail, saying it will adversely impact more black and brown defendants.
I give judges the discretion to be able to make those crimes bailable. And all those crimes involve harm to another person. All those crimes involve threats to public safety.
Among the other big changes, coming to minimum wage earners in the state, raising it to $16 an hour next year and then $17 by 2027.
We have the lowest wage earners contributing to our economy. It allows us to have more tax dollars to pay for health care, education, transportation, sanitation.
Meanwhile, for the millions of New Yorkers who depend on the MTA, leaders have applauded a deal to fund the cash-strapped transit system. But that means later this year, a single ride will now cost $2.85. Finally, the plan includes $34 billion for childhood education, including additional money for student meals and licenses for 14 new charter schools. Some final notes is that the Assembly is going to fund partially some of the migrant crisis here in the city by dedicating $1 billion to that next year. Also, the gas stove controversy, that will come to fruition for any new construction. It'll mean no new gas stoves. Ultimately, this still needs to pass the Assembly. However, a date has not yet been set.